The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, we're back on an All-American Friday. Dan, I think it's been proven that God loves the Googans, but I'm not so sure about Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Because the Guggen Open is coming up Monday morning as scheduled, and we haven't heard anything different. Now, we've already had to push back the Guggen once because of a hurricane.
I think it's more Tuesday.
Yeah, I do too.
So I think we're okay.
I'm not implying or intimating that that's above my pay grade. We'll go where we're told.
Or look behind you on that women's golf tournament right now, and that's maybe what we'll be encountering.
At the Guggen? I don't know where they are, but yeah, that's it's not good. All right, well, because we've got some important football news and notes to kick around, but because you pointed to a golf
before you
scene,
do, let me get this in real quick. Our drill poll question of the day presented by Rich Safety, Florida's trusted personal protection equipment provider. Who will lead the Jags in interceptions in 2020? I have you 4 choices. I got you the 2 corners, Herndon and Henderson. I got you Jared Wilson, and I got you Joe Schobert. I have a personal opinion that I'm very confident on.
I think that your personal opinion will be Herndon.
Nope.
Okay. I think that the answer is Henderson.
That's the vote, yes. 49.6. I'll bet you Joe Schobert leads the team in interceptions. Yeah. Want to bet me?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
All right.
Any amount.
What do you want to bet?
Not bad.
You want to dime bet it?
Huh?
You want a dime bet?
No, the odds would be against that.
Well, there is no bet then. I mean, that's the whole
It's only
idea
a
of the
dime
dime bet. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bet
Dime
you
or no
$5.
dime?
No, I mean,
You don't have to bet. We'll just put it. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
hold on. I'll think about it.
yeah,
I may
you
dime
should.
bet
I mean, you made this bold proclamation,
I
and
may
then you
dime
said
bet
you
it.
want to bet.
You're
and I
not
said
going to
dime
goad
bet.
me into it. I may do it.
Well, there's no goading. You said
You're
you want to
goading
bet.
right here.
There's only one
That's
bet.
goading. Right now is goading.
If you say do you want to bet, there's only one bet.
Quickie poll, Guggen. Should I take the dime bet? Joe Schobert is going to have 4 or 5 picks
Well,
this year.
listen
I
to
don't
me.
think the other guys
Friend,
will.
Okay, well, I'll pay it off if you win.
You're damn right you will.
Or Joe Schobert could do the most Jaguar thing ever and, injure his leg in week 1 and not play, Or the Jags could become the first team in NFL history to go through a season with 0 interceptions. Then what are you going to do? We can't because
16,
we can't. Your point is that Joe Schobert is very good in
I think he has great anticipation.
Yeah,
He's good at playing defense.
He's already had
Drop
2
it back.
in camp, and he's known for being that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is Joe Schobert growing on you at all? You weren't a big fan of the signing. You're still wait and see with him?
Yeah, I think
as far as a pause type impact. Because that's what the Jags are looking for.
Correct.
So we'll see. And the freedom of I go through these spurts, Dan. I don't know. It's like maybe it's like when you're drunk, you're giddy for a while, and then the reality of the alcohol poisoning comes back, and you're not giddy for too long. I get giddy about this football team every now and then. I feel these like optimistic surges that then ultimately get beaten back down by reality. But so we shall see. But in my giddy, optimistic surges, I see a linebacking core that has gone from the weak spot, the Achilles heel of the defense, to maybe now a strength when you factor in the Shaq Quarterman drafting, the Chason addition, and Joe Schobert, and Miles Jack moving to a more comfortable position. And now, too, at this point, Dan, when Leon Jacobs plays, he's a 3-year vet. Guys do get better. They are in position more. They are better prepared as their careers extend, so. There's that. We've got more Jaguar talk here in just a second, but I want to.
Yes.
I want to bring up a fact.
Okay.
That you won't believe.
All right.
So I'm just going to present it like this: true or false? Daniel Berger is in the Masters.
True.
Yeah, that's false.
Wow. How's that?
Exactly. This, by the way, needs to be rectified today by the Masters. They have the ability. They invite people. I mean, I've seen them invite Ernie
Why is he
Els.
not? What does he fall short of? Or
Well,
what is the qualifying parameters?
Okay. First of all, should we remind folks of just what exactly?
Daniel Berger, by the way, hasn't missed a cut in forever. Had so many rounds in the 60s in a row.
Well,
has already won.
He's red hot right now. He shot 566 yesterday.
Yeah.
Since we returned from the pandemic, he's won the Charles Schwab Challenge. He had a T3 at the Heritage, a T2 at the FedEx St. Jude, and a T13 at the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
But this resurgence, by the way, began.
I suspect he'll be in the Tour Championship top 30. Yeah, I think he'll be in that.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
the resurgence really began before the shutdown. He tied for ninth at Waste Management. He had top 5 finishes at Pebble and Honda.
Yeah.
And then, since the restart, he's been as good or better than anyone. But he will not be in the Masters field because it was set back in March. And they're going to paralyze those qualifications so that they're not amended. The world golf rankings were frozen in place. The top 50 got entry into Augusta. At the time, Berger was 106th. Right now, he's 18th.
Yeah, you got to get him in.
Not to be so he was asked yesterday after his round.
Does he know? Did he know? Yeah, he must know he's not in the Masters.
He said, well, they asked him. Now, listen to this. Daniel, do you realize that you could win the FedEx Cup, the U.S. Open, and still not play the Masters? Berger, yeah, I'm not sure what else I have to do at this point to get into Augusta. I'm ranked 18 in the world. I'm 7th in the FedEx Cup. I'm a little baffled that I haven't had more opportunity to at least hear from some of the guys over there or have a chance, obviously. The field was set, but I don't know. I feel like at this point, I don't know if I could say I deserve a spot, but I feel like I'm playing well enough to be in the Masters.
Yeah.
The Masters needs to fix this today. And the Masters is famous for doing it their way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Being jerks about it almost.
Yeah.
If you don't let Daniel Berger in, you guys have gotten so full of yourself that you don't see the big picture.
Well, I was saying be careful in your response, Daniel. It is the Masters.
Well, then,
You
exactly.
Rankle the,
Well, I think he. Listen, hey, dear Masters, I don't know if you guys are aware, sitting up there in your cabins in the North Carolina mountains till this all passes, but there's kind of been a pandemic this year, and things are a little out of sorts. Dear Masters, Major League Baseball is playing 60 games. Dear Masters, the NBA playoffs are in a bubble. Dear Masters, it's okay to make a few adjustments in a year like this.
Yeah.
And if Daniel Berger wants to be in your golf tournament, you're idiotic for not letting him in just because.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I noticed a couple of my Metropolitan players have the Rona. So
Yeah, you've ruined baseball. Thanks a
we
lot.
shut down last night and then won't play tonight. So we got the Yankees tonight, so maybe that's not a bad thing.
Well, you're going to have to play him a bit.
We had Gesellman and Slappy getting ready to pitch against them. So
I kind of like the little run that the Braves are on here. I was disappointed about the rainout the other day, but now I realize if we can just get 2 rainouts and a scheduled off day, Fried can pitch every game.
there you go.
So Max Fried will pitch tonight, and that'll be our best chance to
Who
win.
do
Of
you
course,
play this
Nola
weekend?
pitches for the Phillies. Our goal this weekend is Operation Throat Stomp and eliminate the Phillies from this abbreviated season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're 20-something games in. They're coming to town for like a 4-game stretch. If we could just stomp them for 4 games in a row, they'll be done.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Uh,
Now, in other news, I don't think that's happening.
I noticed your hockey team gave up 7 goals last night. I just saw.
Bro, do you know?
Bad?
Do you know that the Flames were up 3-0 7 minutes into the game?
Oh dear.
Then they gave up 6 goals in the second. That's probably not a winning formula.
Oh no.
The good news was I didn't have to then devote any more time. I just fast-forwarded through that sucker.
What
on
kind
the
of things are you looking
four
for in
speed.
the off season to improve your Flames?
I won't watch hockey again for another 10 years. I'm disappointed in myself. I try to get it's boring. I mean, the hockey's boring. I can't watch it. I won't watch another.
Beef.
Playoff
hockey's boring.
I won't watch another second of hockey this this postseason. I don't care if the Stars beat the Avalanche. I don't care if Vegas pulls it off. I don't care about Tampa Bay. I don't care about any of them. I don't care that the Caps are out. Ugh. It's awful. The Rangers, the Blackhawks, the Flames, all just pitiful.
Gone. Adios.
See ya.
Yeah. So
Tragic. But it didn't do much for me.
No.
I tried. I just I was hoping for a Game 7. I mean, I've burst onto the hockey scene with my expertise. I pretty much guaranteed to beef and quality time that we have that doesn't involve you or concern you, quite frankly, that this was going to be a 7-game series. I was already an expert. This is going 7. Yeah, these 2 teams are just destined to go 7. And they went 7 last night. 7 goals they went.
Oh. The NBA playoffs, not so much yesterday. Sort of righting the wrongs, I guess, as Milwaukee was victorious over Orlando.
Well, I hope everyone just took a little sip of settle down. Everyone went crazy over Game 1. The bubble changed everything.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
there are upsets in the playoffs every year, Hick. Every year, 6 beats a 3, 5 beats a 4.
Right.
There are upsets in games within series, but I expect to see more of what the Lakers did to Portland and the Bucks did to Orlando moving forward in these series.
Yeah. So, and then I'm surprised that the Pacers haven't put up more fight against the Heat. So the Heat have handled them the first couple games as well, and then the Lakers rolled last night.
A lot of people think the Heat are
good,
sneaky dark horse.
Right.
At least East Final. I'm ready to get to the fours in each league.
Yeah,
I've seen enough bubble. I've seen enough seeding games. I'm ready for the real matchups, man. That are even and that have really big consequences.
I would agree with that.
Gators got a little bit of good news yesterday. A couple of the four have said that they're back.
Yeah,
Trevon Grimes is the receiver, and Zachary Carter is a defensive end who I think realizes he could play himself into a lot of money by playing football this year.
Yeah, I think he just needed some time, like he said. He posted some
family.
things. Yeah, family, friends.
That has died.
So, I can see how that would shake you up and shake up your family and worry about that. But Trevon Grimes says he's playing as well, and they need him. He had 33 catches, 500 yards last year.
He'll have a big year, Hick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the skill set, and he got, involved in the offense last year. He's by far the bell cow receiver on this football team. I think he'll play that way. Man, Jacksonville's Rick Wells has been just down there for years at where'd he go, Reigns? He's
a Reigns kid,
yeah.
So there's two that are back of the four, Copeland and Tony. Status remains unknown.
Yeah, spies say that the program, if Tony decided just to go home to Alabama, they would have shed a tear.
Yeah. But Copeland, they would definitely
like
to have.
And Copeland's making a huge mistake not playing. Well, he could go to the draft after this year, and he's not going to be – he's going to go in round 6 if he doesn't play. He hadn't shown near enough on the field to –
Well, I don't –
I'm just talking about his pro chances.
I think he would be back next year if he doesn't play this year.
Then why? I don't know. I disagree with that. I mean, I think if you take off this year, you're planning to go pro.
Oh. Well, he definitely has a NFL receiver body, but
no, and he's got a lot of promise. But I think he's a guy that needs 3 or 4 years of seasoning in college football. I think that's getting forgotten by some of the kids, and that's nothing new. It happens in the NBA every year. You know how many guys are going to declare for this draft and be playing in Turkey in a month?
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah. There are a few of them that will, and we'll see. But, yeah, certainly good news on the Florida front as they continue preparation for their opener, which is September 26th.
You asked me earlier what I thought Florida's record would be, 8-2 or 9-1 or 10-0,
yes.
And ESPN thinks it's going to be 7-3. I saw their Football Power Index projections, and apparently the Gators were thought to be an 11-1 type football team in part because of that rinky-dink nonsense schedule they play.
Yeah.
And now that the Eastern Washingtons have been replaced by the Texas A&Ms, they're not quite as optimistic. Florida, according to the FPI number, your Football Power number, would be an underdog now in 3 of their 10 games.
LSU, Georgia,
and at Texas A&M.
Really?
This is a big year for Jimbo, and it could go either way. I could make an argument that I think they're going to be really good.
They should be good.
Yeah, I mean they've been building there. They got a quarterback who's ready,
right.
And this is what this is a year. And again, this is why. I wasn't a big. It didn't send tremors through the league to me when Jimbo went there. It's not. It's a great coaches go to that league, and then it's even harder than they thought. And Jimbo's got to beat LSU, Auburn, Alabama every year. I just not sure they can do it, Dan.
Well, if not now, when?
I mean, Spurrier couldn't do it at South Carolina.
Be the best way to say it. So,
South Carolina, Texas A&M, similar in your mind?
They got Alabama and Florida back to back right off the rip.
Oof. Yeah, they've got a brutal schedule, and again, just the West alone with Auburn,
and they end with LSU and Auburn. So,
well, they got a bad break having Florida. I mean, if you're Texas A&M, you're probably like, "Hey, man, come on, give me a break. Where's Vandy? Kentucky?
They got Vandy.
Kentucky? Anyone? Where's Kentucky?
Yeah. It didn't work out for them, but they got Vandy at Alabama, Florida at Mississippi State, Arkansas at South Carolina, at Tennessee, Ole Miss, and then LSU, Auburn. So
they've got that 4 games: LSU, Auburn, Florida, Alabama.
Yeah.
How do you do in those?
Not easy.
No. And by the way, if you do okay and go 8-2, it's just your fans aren't excited at all. That's a tough gig, man.
It's a tough gig.
You basically now it's even tougher now than it ever was because now you basically have to go undefeated to really get your fans' attention.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a day that if you went 9-2 in a New Year's Bowl, I mean, fans party like you won the Super Bowl.
It's going to be hard for any team to go 10-0 in
Yeah, these conferences, we're going to find out just how nice it is to have those 3 layups.
I do like the buzz going around about now that they've opened this Pandora's box, how can they go back to 8 conference games? And, well, there's so many unanswered questions about that because, listen, these big boys provide sustenance for the little guys.
They need that payday for coming to town.
So do you –
By the way, Jacksonville State will get one. Shout out to FSU for tightening that. I mean –
Sanford and Jack State.
UCF wasn't available. I mean,
They're
what are
not
we doing?
playing UCF this year. That would be
they
smart.
lose.
I don't know. I wouldn't. They'd be underdogs probably.
I was amazed to see that FSU in their history 1-1 against Jacksonville State.
But anyway, so my point is, all right. So let's say, all right, let's do this. Let's play 9 conference games. Let's keep the home and homes with
9. You said,
yeah, instead of 8.
Yeah,
right.
Well, it sounded like I thought non for a second.
Oh, 9.
Yeah, 9.
Let's keep the home and homes that we got scheduled with Miami and Cal and Utah and Texas and
FSU. It's every year.
Oh, you got to play FSU. That's 10, 11.
But there's 12 total, so that leaves you 2.
Play
one and then one and then one homecoming. Let's put it at homecoming.
Yeah, but even then, there's a lot. Those teams will be scrambling to get those deals, man. Those are huge, and they're also great. We've talked about this before. The kid who has played football his whole life.
Yeah, he gets to play in that.
Loved to play in the swamp. Will never get that opportunity because he wasn't good enough for whatever reason. He's a step slow. He's a step small. He wasn't big enough, and so he goes to, South Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, I'm getting to go to the swamp.
I told you I talked to a guy about our age. He was a baseball father with us when we were in the Little League age, but I've talked to him, I don't know, within the last 5-10 years, and we were talking about this very subject about. But he went and he played football at the Citadel.
Right.
And he said it was either Citadel or Furman. Either way, same thing
right.
from a football perspective.
Right.
And he said, man, you got to understand. And he did. They played in whichever one it was. They played in Gainesville.
Yeah.
And it was said, it's the biggest thrill ever.
Oh,
we
God.
knew we were going to lose. We didn't care.
Yeah, 90,000 people.
And he said, and you know what? We built our field house off of the check that we got for playing that game.
Right.
I mean, it literally,
I'm telling
equipment
you,
and facilities.
It's like college basketball is going to kind of go through this if we don't get those out-of-conference games. UNF gets $100,000 a game basically to go play, 80 to 100.
Yeah.
You can play 4 of those. That's like almost,
And the reality for those programs is, they don't play one.
Yeah.
So, the Furman will also play Clemson, and they'll go play NC State. And at the end of the year, you got
but that money, and again,
$1.5 million.
And this is where we're going to get into trouble with these college business models, like Florida sending out that letter. They're going to lose $50 million right off the rip, and there's a lot going on here in the meeting rooms of colleges in terms of athletics and what they got to do. They may have to take a step back. They may have to, how are we going to, hey, coaches, maybe you don't need to make $9 million. Maybe $3 million's enough. I don't know what to tell you, but there's going to have to be some changes coming, and the entire college football industry is at stake. And then you also factor in the fact that, the kids suddenly want a little bit of a voice here too.
Well, when the postmortem is written on college football in this era, the beginning of the end, I know that we're headed towards an end. And again, man, I am all for guys making as much as they can. But if you want to make that much money coaching, you should be coaching pro football.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm sorry, dude. I don't care. And I know the argument, well, he's worth this to our school. I get it. It's just it's a bad look. It's a bad look for a college coach to make $7.5, $8 million.
The highest paid guy on the campus.
It's dumb.
Well, yes and no. I mean, again, what is Nick Saban meant to Alabama?
You know what?
Millions and millions of dollars.
You say that, but Bama's brand is bigger than Nick Saban. Bama's been it's Paul Bear Bryant is what, is the Bama brand.
Yeah,
and what did he make a year?
Okay, what is Alabama's football stadium done since Nick Saban took over?
I get it, but that's just because we've changed importance and TV money has become big. But Nick Saban's value to the program is no greater than Bear Bryant's was, who probably never made more than now, granted, times have changed, but still.
The Bear would have taken that $9 million.
No, but it was just as important then, and he was more in line with other regular employees. I mean, I don't feel that strongly enough about it. I don't want to argue too much. I found a column that actually presents the Jaguars in a good light with a better than their peers' chance of making the playoffs.
Oh!
That's next on an
January!
It's an All-American Friday.
I need a number, baby.
Let's go caller number 1 on this sweet Friday, just because we can. 641-1010. Jump in right now. Beef, what are they getting?
Call number 1, Fast Fingers. Going to take home a $25 gift certificate for some Friday night pizza at Donato's. They're celebrating their new location out in Jax Beach. Be caller 1 right now, 641-1010.